here the element locators means we are going to identify that elements using some plugins. So that will be understood by the next coming classes. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever the Selenium scripting what we are going to writing here, that can be possible with element identification. Element identification means you take one example of Google search, right? So in the Google search bar you want to search something. So how your script will identify whether the particular location of Google search bar it needs to be enter your input values, like that the Gmail login and username and password. So exactly in the username field it should enter the username, and in the password field it should enter the password. Later click on sign in button. How your script will understand all those scenarios. Clear? That can be possible using some object identification. Object identification is nothing but element. Clear?
Okay.
So the most important challenge, the most challenging task in Selenium is object identification is challenging task. Remember that. So in any interview they may ask you what is the most challenging task you have faced in means object identification is most challenging job in Selenium. Remember that.
Okay.
Okay. Why it is a most challenging job? Why? Because the objects keep on changing. So you are having one object today. The same program when you execute tomorrow, it may not execute. Clear? Why? Objects are changes, keep on changes objects. So there is one solution how to fix that objects keep on changing. These are all the important questions you will learn in the next coming classes. Clear?
Okay.
You first in the initial level you must remember that what is the when to start automation when the build was stable. Why? What is the reason means when the build was not stable the elements are keep on changing. Then what is the most challenging task in Selenium means object identification is most challenging job. Then how to handle that will be learned in the next concepts. Clear?
Okay.
Yes. Now later we start about from Selenium components. There are 4 components are there: IDE, RC, or server one. And later one is Selenium WebDriver. And next one is Selenium Grid. Selenium IDE is a basic component. You remember, it's a basic component. Yeah. By using this IDE, we are not able to develop any scripting. We just record the session so that it will produce some backend script. So we will go through the next depth of the concepts. How to configure Selenium IDE and how to record a session, how to get a code. I will explain all those things. Clear? Now the drawbacks. There is some more drawbacks in Selenium IDE. So that is the reason no such people are using today in scenarios in real time. Lot of drawbacks are there. So all the drawbacks which are overcome in the next version is Selenium RC, remote control. RC means remote control. Clear? Yes. So from Selenium RC onwards, we are going to develop some scripting. In Selenium IDE, you are not writing any scripting. We are just using the scripting only. But from Selenium RC onwards, we are going to develop some scripting. Even Selenium IDE is Selenium RC is advanced version for Selenium IDE, but Selenium RC also contains some drawbacks. Clear? The drawbacks in IDE which are overcome in Selenium RC. But even though Selenium RC is an advanced version than Selenium IDE, RC also contains some drawbacks. So those drawbacks are overcome in the WebDriver. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. WebDriver. So WebDriver is an advanced version for Selenium RC. Whatever the drawbacks in Selenium RC, they are overcome in the WebDriver programs. So now the market scenario is WebDriver. Clear?
Okay.
So you put a more focus and more concentration on the WebDriver programs. Why? Because today's every scenario at every companies they are depending upon WebDriver scripting only, not Selenium RC scripting. Do you remember? So in the market, the people directly go for Selenium WebDriver. Some people they are not explaining Selenium IDE, Selenium RC like that. Okay. Why? Because the reason is no such people are using Selenium IDE and RC, so that what is the reason to learn about all those things, so that directly they can go for WebDriver.
Okay.
Now I will explain both all the components. Selenium IDE I will explain, later Selenium RC I will explain, later I will explain Selenium WebDriver. So while I am explaining all those things, finally I will compare all those things. I will take one example in this session. That means in this course completion. Okay, I will take one example. So one web application. I will explain that web application in Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, and Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Clear?
Okay.
So
Yes.
that you can cross compare in every element. In every component you can identify that what the difference by using this RC, how the code it is. If it is a WebDriver, how the code it is. Okay, so for the comparison it is a very good task it is. So that I will take one scenario, I will explain according to that. If you learn that very clearly, you ask me any doubts if you have any problem while understanding that, so that I can explain once again. The thing is you need to practice more and more. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah, then it enhances your coding skills. You don't be bothered about, don't type of such type of hard coding. Here is a simple scripting we are using here. So for automation you must know the functionality of the application. You do remember that without having the functional knowledge you could not able to write the scripting. So before writing the scripting of Selenium you must understand what the functionality of the application manually. I think you have a good experience on manual testing, right? Both of you.
Yes.
Yes.
So that you can able to easily understand very easily. You first go to the manual test cases, then the same test cases you can implement in your scripting. So that is very easy to develop your scripting. Now in the WebDriver concept, it is most required concept, framework. Only pure WebDriver scripting is not sufficient. It requires WebDriver with framework. So why? Because every company they are expecting from the candidate, not only for WebDriver scripting, they are expecting from framework level scripting. Clear? So what the framework level scripting? They are expecting from WebDriver with framework scripting like JUnit and TestNG framework. Otherwise data driven framework. Otherwise hybrid framework. I will explain all those things with one by one with the examples. Not worry about that. Clear? So you put a more concentration on the third component. You keep on practicing more number of example on this third component. Okay.
Okay.
Now the last component is grid. Grid is used for parallel execution. Why it is required for parallel execution? Simply I will explain one real-time scenario. So you are staying at US, I am staying at somewhere India. Clear? So I have one application in my computer. You want to see my application. Otherwise I want to run this application in all the systems what we have connected. That means in my system, in your system, like my three and all the people systems, Seasoft systems, everywhere I want to run the application, right?
Okay.
So here what I am doing here is I am just configuring the entire our scripting. When I run the scripting, what happens is the systems what have connected to this my system, all the systems will execute parallelly. So that is advantage of grid concept. And one more thing it is, and one more advantage here is by using grid concept is, For example, I'm using my system as a lab. Maitreyi is using some Android device, Android mobile. Deepali is using some iOS device. Clear? When I run the script in my lab, it will execute in the Android mobile and as well as iOS mobile.
Oh.
That is the advantage of grid concept. It doesn't matter of the other party device, whether it is a lab or whether it is a desktop, whether it is a Android, whether it is an iOS device, whatever it may be. It will execute that application in our other devices. That is use of parallel execution. And one more, the use of grid concept is when I run the script, it will execute the script in all the browsers at a time parallelly. I have one application, Gmail application. I want to execute the Gmail application at a time in all the browsers. So I am having Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari, IE in my machine. When I run the script will launches all the browsers at the same time, parallel time. Clear? That is the advantage of grid concept. We are keep on learning in the next coming classes. I'm just giving the basic introduction about what the component, what we are going to learn here. Are you clear up to here?
Yes.
Both of you. And now the next important concept is, this is our official web page. Selenium is in a free open source. There is no such type of tool. We are downloading everything from this URL, seleniumhq.org. Clear?
Okay.
Now, and the most important concept is the next concept I am writing here. Next question, some people they're asking the question also in interviews. Okay, what is an automation strategy? What is an automation strategy? Or some people they may ask you what is an automation approach and automation life cycle for one project. Did you understand the question first of all?
Yes.
Yeah. What is an automation strategy or approach or automation life cycle for one project? That means how to develop one automation application. You want to take one project, you want to do that automation, then how we should start about all those things, how our automation should be started. Clear? If you understand this answer, you can go for any project. The same procedure will be applicable in every project here. I will just write about some procedures here. Clear? So you need to remember the procedure. Now the first procedure is that means I want to start one application in automation. First what I need to do here is check whether the application is compatible with tool or not. First we should perform this. What it is? Check whether the application is compatible with the tool or not, right? So what it means is, you have Selenium IDE, right? Yeah. Whatever the application. So for suppose we are doing one project, we 3 people, Maitreyi and Deepal and me, myself are doing one project here. Our project is one web application, banking application. Clear?
Okay.
So we are just automating that web banking application. So before we should start about Selenium automation on the bank application, first we need to check the bank application, whether the bank application is compatible with our tool or not. Yes or not? So without compatibility, can you do that? No. So first of all, we should check that whether it is compatible with Selenium or not. So how we need to compare that? Then you first go for Selenium IDE. Clear?
Okay.
You just open the bank application and record the bank application and perform some actions. In backend, Selenium IDE will record some actions. Whatever the actions you have performed, all the actions will be recorded in the backend of Selenium IDE, and it generates some scripting. If it is generates scripting successfully, then you can finalize that web banking application is supporting for our Selenium tool.
Okay.
Are you clear the first point example?
Yes.
Yeah, what we do is we need to record the session. If it records the session successfully and generates the code successfully, then we can conclude that that application is compatible with our tool. Can I go for second method, second procedure? Yes, the next point is execute or review all the manual test cases. All the manual test cases at least once to get the functional knowledge. That application. And also to identify the test cases which are feasible for automation. Did you see that the second procedure? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. The second thing is execute or review all the manual test cases at least once to get the functional knowledge of the application, and also to identify the test cases which are feasible for automation. Feasible means possible. Okay. So why? Because how our automation will start here. First of all, they will prepare some manual test cases manually.
Okay.
Using some tool, either QC or Excel or MTM. You have an idea on MTM? Microsoft Test Management.
No.
Both people don't have an idea on MTM?
No.
Yeah, MTM is a Microsoft product, Microsoft Test Management tool, like our QC. QC also test management tool, right? So what we are doing here is all our manual test cases are deployed in our QC or MTM. So from the QC, how we are utilizing all the test cases, like the way it's a Microsoft product, QC is the product of HP company.
Okay.
Quality Center is the product of HP company. It is also test management tool. MTM, Microsoft Test Management tool, it's a product of Microsoft company. Clear? So both are used for test management. Some people are using QC, some people are using MTM. Okay. Yeah. So what we need to do is, according to our project, if we are using MTM in our application, they are giving MTM all resources to you. MTM, all the logins they should give to you. You should log in with your ID credentials. Your MTM test management tool will open, so you can able to see all your manual test cases for your application. So before starting your automation scripting, once you should go for manual test cases, what they have given. Okay. So why? Because to get the functional knowledge. So that is the reason in the previously I have said that before starting the automation, we should know about the functional knowledge. Without having the functional knowledge, we could not able to write the scripting. Clear?
So, but in this case, if we don't have, you will be helping us with it?
Sorry, come again.
I'm saying in this case that we don't have it, functional knowledge, will you be helping us with it?
No. We can do that, but the thing is, it's not the proper way.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Because we should not know the functional knowledge. We could not know the navigation. Our navigations, we could not know that. When I complete this procedure, after that the procedure should navigate to some other page, right? without having the functional knowledge, we should not able to understand. So after that, it will navigate into where, how the data will be transferred. We don't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the reason we should know that. And now, the next thing is, after getting the functional knowledge, and identify the test cases which are feasible for automation. For example, I have 100 manual test cases with me. Clear? 100 manual test cases. There is no chance of developing all the 100 test cases into automation. Need not required. Clear? Why? When we can go for automation, when the test case is producing complexity, when the test case is reusable components are there, then only we can go for automation. Clear? Did you got my point?
Yes.
Yeah. So even for one single scenario, simple scenario also, no need to go for automation. Like we give you one example here. Gmail login for one user. Your test case is Gmail login for one user. Is it requires automation scripting?
No.
We can easily go for manually. Just enter the username credentials and password credentials just to sign in. Whether it is success or pass, or you can simply say that, right?
Yes.
So no need to go for automation. Maybe it's a simple scenario. When we can go for automation, when it is contains 100 users with you, 100 logins with you. So 100 logins, is it possible to go for manual test cases to check about 100 times? Yes, of course it is a possible, but it takes some much time. Yes?
Yes.
So to avoid that, on that cases, what should we do? We should go for automation. All the 100 credentials will be maintained somewhere. When I run the script, your script will take automatically a first username, second, third, fourth, fifth, up to 100 users. It will take automatically. No need to enter all the times. Clear or not?
Yes.
That is the advantage of automation. So we need to identify whether the test case is suitable for automation. If you go for automation, the test cases will be executed very simply. If you go for manual test case, it's very easy to execute that. We need to bifurcate all the test cases which are feasible for automation. Are you clear or not?
Yes.
Yeah, this is second point. So after second point, what is the third point? Provide automation estimations. Provide automation estimations to automate all the individual test cases. What is meant by estimation? Time. So after identifying these are the test cases, we can go for automation. After that, we need to estimate how much time it takes. Are you clear?
Yes.
Are you clear? No. After identifying the test cases which we can go for automation, the next question is how much time it takes to complete all the identified test cases. So out of 100 test cases, I have identified 40 test cases which can go for automation. The remaining 60 test cases I can do manually.
Okay.
Okay. So for the 40 test cases, I should go for Selenium automation. Now the question it is how much time it takes to automate all the 40 test cases. Did you get? Yes or not?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the next question. Now the next thing is, after that third one, develop or identify a framework for the project. After identifying the test cases which are feasible for automation, next step is develop or identify the framework for the project. What is meant by framework? Framework is nothing but maintaining the script is nothing but framework. Clear?
Yes.
How we are maintaining the script as a developer or Selenium automation tester? I will follow some procedure of writing script, and Deepali follows some procedure, Maitreyi follows some procedure, right or not? But both all the people are working on the application, but the thing is we are maintaining the script in the different ways. So that is a framework level. So when you go for real-time scenarios in interviews, that means in whenever live project, your architect or senior managers, senior QA engineers, they will develop one framework with you. Clear?
Yes.
No need to develop framework ourselves. They have given one framework. They are developed previously, or they are developed some framework. The framework will given to us. Okay, so we are using that framework. By using that framework, we are going to automate our Selenium scripting. Every company, they are following some framework. Without framework, they should not go for automation. Are you clear? So that is the next thing. Develop or identify the framework for the project. And next point is, after identifying the framework, prepare the scripts. Script means
Program.
script, simple code, simple coding. For all the prepare the scripts for all the identified test cases. What we have identified for all the test cases, we need to prepare some scripting. Now, sixth one. Integrate. Integrate means combining. Integrate the test scripts. What you have developed here. Integrate test scripts with the framework for execution. Did you get that?
Yes.
So integrate. How we should integrate, that will be learned in the framework level of WebDriver programs. You will learn this. How to integrate all the test scripts, and you should execute. So for example, I have prepared 10 scriptings. 10 scripts I have prepared, right? So finally, I individually execute each and every test script. First I will execute first test script, second, third, fourth, fifth, up to 10th. So that's one procedure. After that, I'm integrating all the 10 scripts. I'm integrating. So when I'm executing that script, it will execute all the 10 test scripts at a time. Yes. So that will be possible in one scenario. XML scenario, that is a possible. XML scenario you will learn in the WebDriver programs. Now, so after that, the seventh point is, before executing the scripts, identify the build changes. If new build is available, update the scripts. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Before executing our script, we should identify whether any new build is or not. Why? Because the developers keep on changing the builds. Clear? Why? How they are giving this? First, they are given. Do you have an agile methodology?
No.
No. Both people don't have.
No.
Yeah, like part by part execution.
Yes. So agile methodology is a procedure of. It is one of SDLC model, software development lifecycle model, agile model. Some people it is called also Scrum model. Clear? Nowadays, all scenarios of companies, they are following agile methodology or Scrum methodology. So in Scrum methodology, they are following one word, sprint. Sprint means it's a group of some requirements. I have 100 requirements with me. That is a client requirement. Okay.
Okay.
So developing and automating all the 100 requirements at a time, they are taking as a sprint wise. That means first they will take 10 test cases or 10 requirements as a sprint one. So for that sprint, they are giving some much time, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks they are giving. So within the 2 weeks, we need to complete the sprint one. The sprint one contains 10 requirements. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. After completion of sprint one, they are releasing sprint two. Again, the sprint two contains some requirements, 10 or 20 requirements. So again, they are giving some much time, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We need to complete that sprint two of requirements within the time. So finally, what we are doing, we are completing all the 100 requirements. Yes or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a sprint procedure. It's the most important procedure also in the real-time scenarios. So the seventh point is, before executing the script, and identify any new build changes or not. Any build, even one single procedure or single option was changes, it will be treated as new build. In the coming classes, I will explain how the build it is, how the build contains. You will get all those things. Don't worry about that. Okay.
Okay.
You just know the procedure what I am explaining here. So if any new build is there, then update the scripts also. Now, next point is execute all the scripts and capture the results in a separate folder. Yes or not? After executing that, we will get some results. We need to save, or we need to capture the results, and after that analyze the results and identify the bugs. Clear?
Yes.
So after executing our script, we will get definitely whether pass or fail. So if it is a pass, no problem. If it is a failure, we need to analyze why it was failed, whether it was a mistake of developer or whether it was a mistake of ourselves. Yes. We need to identify the bug. What is meant by a bug and what is meant by an error? Anyone?
Error is a mistake in the script.
Error is a?
Error is like a mistake in the script.
What do you mean by bug?
No.
It was a fault in the application.
Okay.
Okay. If it is a fault in the application, it's a bug. If it is a fault in the scripting, it is an error. Clear?
Yes.
Now, the last point we are having is report the bugs, report the failure bugs. Who will fix that bugs?
Developer.
Yes, report the bugs to the developer using some reporting tools. Some reporting tools like QC, Jira, Bugzilla, etc. Okay, these are all the tools which we can use to report our bugs to the developer. That is depend upon project and depends upon the company also. Clear? If your company contains Bugzilla, use Bugzilla tool. If they are using Jira, they can use Jira or QC something. Clear? All the Selenium automation strategy, did you understand or not?
Yes.
Yes, this is about automation life cycle. This was also asked in some interviews. That is the reason I am giving that question and answer here.
Okay.
Now, the next question it is prerequisites for Selenium automation. Prerequisites for Selenium automation. So up to here we are discussing, we are talking Selenium automation, we need to framework everything. Yes. So to possible all those things, what is our requirement of basic things? Because Selenium is not a one simple tool. Yes. It's a framework level application. So to possible all those things, what is the minimum prerequisites of Selenium automation is? First one is Java. Your requirement is Java. Second requirement is Eclipse. And third requirement is Selenium standalone server files. Clear?
Yes.
Your first requirement is Java should contain, and Eclipse also should contain. Selenium server standalone server files also should be available. So after having all those three prerequisites, I can use for Selenium automation scripting. So out of three, anyone is not there, we cannot able to do that. Did you got my point or not?
Yes.
Yes. So the next concept what you are going to learn here is how to download and install the Java, and how to same procedure for Eclipse, and after that Selenium server files, how all those things here. The thing you remember here is Java is in a programming scripting. Why? Because we are using Java here in our Selenium. Now, what is meant by Eclipse? Eclipse,
Where we write the script.
yes, it is an IDE tool. That means integrated development environment tool. By using Eclipse, in Eclipse we are writing some scripting. Clear?
Okay.
So for the Eclipse, what we are doing here is we are adding Java and Selenium server files to the Eclipse. We are adding. That is a configuration part. So we are directly adding our Java and Selenium standalone server jar files to the Eclipse application, so that we can easily develop our Selenium scripting in Eclipse. Clear? Did you get any confused here?
Can you repeat what is Eclipse? Like apart from IDE tool?
So Eclipse is an IDE tool. By using this Eclipse, we are writing our scripting. Remember. So how we are going to writing the scripting means, before developing the scripting in Eclipse, we should configure Java and Selenium server files to the Eclipse.
Okay.
Then only we can able to write our Selenium scripting. If not like that, that means if Java and Selenium files are not integrated with Eclipse application, your code will not identify that objects. Clear or not?
Yes.
Eclipse is a platform, that's it. It doesn't contain any programming, it doesn't contain any files. It's just a platform. By using that platform, we are using that application. Clear? That is the case. So I have discussed with Java, right? So what the major requirements in Java? Why? Because in Selenium, if you go for any interview, some people they're asking them Java questions also.
Okay.
So what that Java concepts? I will explain that concepts also, and I will share the documents with you also. So what the thing it is, you need to know compulsorily there's some number of major concepts required in Java. So these are the major concepts. You should learn this. Major concepts required in
Yeah.
in Java. First one is data types. So it's a basic question. And next, loops. For every programming, these are the mandatory basics. Now, OOPS concepts. Object-oriented programming structures. Next, splits. JDBC. Seventh one, IO streams, collections. Clear? These are the major concepts required in Java. I will explain all those things, okay, in coming aspects.
Okay.
Yes. Now, some more programs. Programs asked in interviews. Sometimes they may ask you, write a simple program on this. These programs you should learn compulsorily. Although I think so you have knowledge on these programs also. Reverse of the string. Have an idea? I will share and I will explain also. Prime number generation. Next, palindrome. Next, Fibonacci series. You are basically computer science background or something?
Yes, computer background.
Yes, if you have computer science background, you should have idea all those things also. Armstrong. At least you have heard all those words.
Yes.
Yes, Armstrong number. So these are the major programs they are asking in interview, so that you should learn all the programs also. Clear? So, for the meanwhile, I will start about that Selenium IDE, the first component here. So up to here, the basic introduction part was completed. Now I will start about Selenium components. Which one it is? Selenium IDE. Clear?
Yes.
I will start about Selenium IDE concepts. So how Selenium IDE? So what are the, from where we should require this, where we want to integrate all those things? You will learn in this Selenium IDE concepts. First of all, what is meant by IDE? I have already given that. IDE means
Integration development environment.
yes, integration development environment. Yes. The first question is steps to install Selenium IDE. First step. Go to the URL. This is our official web page. docs.seleniumhq.org. Clear? You open your URL. See, I'm going to open the parallel. seleniumhq.org. Now, in this you can able to observe there is a download option here. Clear? Are you able to identify this? Yes. See, this is our official web page, docs.seleniumhq.org. So in the downloads, we are having all those things here. See, there is a Selenium server, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid. Now see this. What is this?
Selenium IDE.
Selenium IDE. So what is the latest version they are giving here?
2.0.
2.9.0. So in which date it was released?
Right.
9th March. Yes. So what is the previous version than before 2.9.0?
2.8.0.
Which is also released on 29th September. Clear? Now
Okay.
you always use the latest version. It's a preferable. Okay. Now the question it is, Selenium IDE is a add-on for Firefox browser only. You remember, first of all. Selenium IDE is a add-on for Firefox browser only. It doesn't support for other browsers. Did you got my point or not?
Yes.
So if I am using Chrome, I could not be able to use IDE. If I am using IE, not possible. Opera, Safari, not like that. It's only supportable for Firefox browser only. Clear? Now.
Yes.
Yes. First thing is open the URL. We have opened that. Now we need to click on download latest version. I'm also writing that. Download latest version. Next. See that I'm going to click on this version number. When you click on version number, it will download this IDE plugin. Okay. See, I'm clicking on IDE. What it asks? Allow. Yes or not? So I'm updating that also. Click on allow. See, I'm going to click on allow option. That particular add-on will download. See this. After downloading this add-on, it is showing some formatters. What is the first format it is displaying here? Ruby formatters and Python formatters, and next C# formatters and Java formatters, right? So why it was displaying this many number of formatters means in the first day I have given that QTP is supports for only VB script. While coming to the Selenium supports JavaScripting, PHP, Perl, Ruby, Python, C#. These many languages Selenium supports, right? Yes. To integrate, to add all your language formatters to your Selenium IDE, you should install these formatters. You should. It's a mandatory procedure. If you don't want to install this, your plugin will not also installed in your machine. So what you should need is you need to click on install now. Clear? Yes. Click on allow, and next question is click on install to get all the language formats. Now I'm going to click on install now. See that what happened? What the message it is displaying?
5 add-ons.
5 add-ons. 5 add-ons will be installed after you restart Firefox. What I need to click on? Restart now. When I click on restart now, it will close the browser of Firefox, and once again it will launches the application once again. Okay. So before that, you see this. In this right side of the panel here, there is no Selenium IDE option. You will get Selenium IDE option in this area. Clear?
Okay.
So I will show it to you. I'm going to restart now. So your browser will close automatically and opens once again. See, it was started. It started or not? Now you see this. There is a Selenium IDE option.
Okay.
Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Yes, this is about Selenium IDE, and then same thing I am updating in this also. So click on restart option to restart the browser. Did you got it?
Yes.
See, I'm going to click on Selenium IDE. For suppose, in some cases, if you are not able to identify this option in this area, okay, if you are not able to identify this in this location, you press Alt T, Alt T, so that it will open Tools menu in your Firefox browser, right? When you open Alt T, it opens Tools menu so that you can able to see this Selenium IDE. The keyboard shortcut is also there. Control Alt yes. If you can able to identify this directly, you can directly click on. Otherwise, you can go for Tools menu and click on this, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to click on this Selenium IDE here. See, this is your recording tool. Did you see this or not?
Yes.
Now what my task is today's here is, you should install the Firefox browser in your machine if not available. If available, you can directly go for this URL location what I have given and download this IDE and configure to your Firefox browser. Clear?
Okay.
Do the same procedure what I am doing right now, and I will share the notes also with you. Clear?
Okay.
So in chat, both the people send your email ID so that now only I can send that notes and everything to you, so that you can refer that notes and then you can configure in your lap or computer.
Okay.
Tomorrow I will explain how to use this tool and how to record the tool. I will explain tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. So now only you send your email IDs, both of you.
In Skype, you want us to send?
Sorry.
In this chat or Skype?
I could not able to understand.
In the same chat or Skype, you're asking us?
No. You are using this GoToMeeting chat.
Okay.
Okay. I got it. Both of you. Okay. I will send that notes. Okay. You can check about after 5 minutes. You will get a mail. Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And I'm going to stop the today's session.
Okay.
You practice that. You read that notes what I am sending, and after that you need to configure Selenium IDE to your Firefox browser. Later part I will explain from tomorrow's.
Okay. Sure.
Did you understand all the concepts for today's?
Yes.
Yes. Both of you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'm going to stop this. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi Deepali and Maitreyi. Can you able to hear me?
Yes, Maya.
Alright, yeah, you can click on stop recording at the bottom.
Yes, I have stopped the recording.
I believe Maitreyi is still recording the session. Maitreyi, can you able
No,
to
I
hear me?
stopped.
Okay, I believe let me just check it out from my end or else.